And hello to all my Libra friends. I'd like to welcome you in. My name is Scott Sagent, and today I'll be doing your free psychic tarot reading for November 2022. Now today they've dialed up for you guys a Celtic cross spread. This is a great spread for general readings because it looks a little bit in the past, a little bit in the future, but mostly focuses on the target, which in this case we call November. So it's good for that. Also, it is the only spread that I do that devotes a card and a placement here for the environment. So there's something with the area around you, a message that they want to talk about with that. So it's going to be interesting to see where they go with that because the Celtic cross is wide open. They can talk about anything they want here really in there. It might be about just one specific topic, or it could be kind of scatterbugged all over the place. So it's going to be very fascinating to see that. They've asked that I conclude your reading also with an animal totem. It's not really a spread, it's just one card, but it's an animal totem that talks about the characteristics that they want my Libras to really kind of push for the month of November and kind of like relish in it. And the characteristics and the dynamics of what is going on in your individual lives are going to play out through this animal. Also going to conclude your reading with a rune stone, so we have a lot to go through, Libra. Excited to get started and read for you. The cards are already shuffled. I do that ahead of time to save a bunch of time, but I did not put my phone up here to show you the overhead, so doing that real quick here for you. There we go. Now we're on. All right, Libra. Now that the technical difficulties are out of the way, we are ready for your reading. What are we doing now? Well, these are my ritual cuts, guys. I basically cut each deck into 3 different pieces, and then we're going to put them back together in a separate order. This satisfies the ritual aspect of tarot and is the same procedure for personal private readings. So it's just like you're here with me now, getting a personal private reading, and technically you are. So the cards are ready to go. The Celtic cross spread does get a little big and tall, so I will probably have to move the camera around to show you the whole thing, and I will do that. I'm actually going to scoot a little closer over here to the camera. So this is you and all that you are. This is what crosses you. This is what's behind you, the recent past. And this is what's in front of you, the near future. This is what's above you, something you're aware of and probably off the screen. And this is what's below you, something you're not aware of. I love that spot. That's always a good card for good, deep information because it's something you don't know. Then we have running up the sides here with 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right. Got to get it all in view for you. The only thing I really tack on to Celtic Cross are, I just verify it to make sure that my people aren't people or if they're the energy of it. I don't even have any people cards in here, so there's no worry about that. Check my inverts real quick. We do have some of those. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 out of 10. I'm going to leave that alone. It's not really enough. I really go for 2 out of 3, 67% or more, 70%, something like that. I will pull an angel card for all my major cards, which you guys do have some of those. So this one's getting an angel right there. This one up top is getting an angel. You probably can't see that yet, but we'll get there. Over here in the future position gets an angel. And then, oh man, you guys got a lot of major arcana cards. Over here on 7 gets one, also number 8 gets one. And then we're finally there. My goodness. All right, let's show you the whole thing. I might have to take that off of the receiver here. Okay, so here's your main cross. This is your first card, second card, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. Let's see, you didn't see the top yet. Okay, so here's your top. You got the Empress inverted, teaching and learning up top. That's going to be the top of your cross, so this is the crosshair. Nurture is going to go on the Magician here. That's hooking on to there. And then we got the running up the sides here. There we go. Yep. Now we got it. 7, 8, 9. I'm just going to throw this one in front just so you can see it. That's 10. That's our outcome. 3 of Swords. All right, let's get to work. Libra, lots to do, lots to discuss. Let's see what's going on in November. Okay, so we start at the beginning. That what crosses you is bad luck. Some of my Libras just going through some unfortuitous things right now. Well, that's okay because, first of all, bad luck is not your fault. Bad luck is not anybody else's fault either. It's just the circumstance. And, hey, this is just the way it is. Whether it's economic, it's a financial crunch, hey, it's just the economy. Inflation's high, gas is not cheap, etc. Something with work, hey, it's still not your fault. Something with love, still not your fault, or anybody else's. Important to remember. So we're starting with bad luck. It is what it is. We're always on this roller coaster of life. Things are never too far up or down. We're always in this kind of middle ground, catching the highs, catching the lows. You're never too far up. You're never too far down. Now here, when it shows bad luck, they basically are referring to the fact that you're on a downswing here. And that's okay, because more than likely you already know this. And the part that's good is that you're not going to be there for very long. This is pretty soon going to come up, and you're going to be in your upswing, and this card will get turned around to good luck. So that's kind of how that works. Now, what crosses you here is balancing areas of your life. There are areas of your life that are out of whack, and it falls into what I call the four corners of tarot, which is one of the corners is health, one of the corners is work, one is love and family, and the last one over there is financial. So two of these are out of whack with each other. For most people, it is work and family. Work, love. And, it's not the same way for everybody. Some people, the finances is all out of whack with health, or, it doesn't matter the mixing and the matching. The energy of the card is that there's two of them that are out of whack, and you're trying to do this balancing act and get it back together. You're trying to balance and make this thing work, and it's a struggle. And they show that with the Two of Pentacles, so you're having a hard time doing that. Now, they bring up take back your power with the Angel Oracle card. So that usually implies a little bit that some of you have given away such things like your power. Okay, so it's time to take it back. It's time to turn this card around, the bad luck to good luck, and it's time for you to force this issue. It's time for you to do what you got to do to manifest these blessings, to bring in this change, move this thing around. The universe meets us halfway. It doesn't do all the work for us. You can think about getting $1 million your entire life, but if you've never tried to open a business, you've never tried to play the lottery, how is the universe ever going to give you that? You have to do your part. That's a silly example, but I know it makes sense. So there's our beginning of the cross. Now, it may sound like, not good news so far, but you know what? It's empowering, because this is what has to happen. You really have to kind of take this back. You have to grab back that control of your life, and that is a very good thing, as long as you do it. Now, let's go back to the past a little bit. The past position card talks about the recent past, and this is two people embracing. So now this could be romantic, or this could not be. It doesn't have to be, but it a lot of times is. So this is the recent past that has it's still attaching to your current situation. So that's the main important part, is that it's still pulling forward. Now, if that's a good thing, and if this is two people together and it's a good embrace or whatever, that's good that it's still pulling forward into your future, and in this case, your present. But if it's bad, then you don't want that pulling through. I feel like for most of you, this is like a good thing. This doesn't feel bad. I would expect it to be inverted if it was negative, or maybe it's just, remember a lesson from this person who has just been in your recent past lately, or what has got you to where you're going. Now, speaking of where you're going, moving into the future, things get a little rough. There are things that don't go your way. There are things that need to be fixed that are just a little bit non-magical at this time. And that's why they give you nurture for the Angel Oracle card. So they're basically saying the same way that you treat your kid, you need to treat yourself. You need to love yourself with that same energy, that same motherly vibe. And the activity of it is important. And basically both sides of the coin. Like, you got to do both. You can't just you can't be the mom and the dad at the same time. You have to, you need one person to kiss the boo-boos, and you need the other person to discipline. I'm not trying to give you child advice here. I'm just making a point for the future position card here because of what is broken. This may not have to do with a child at all. I'm just giving you a silly example so you understand what the nurturing aspect is in taking care of your future. Okay, that's what this is all about. Taking care of your future is really what needs to happen, despite the fact that these challenges occur. Like, don't just throw up the towel. Don't just give up and be like, oh, you know what? I'm just not going to do this anymore. Because hard times come up. Hard times come up for everybody. It's just what we started. We go back to the first card. It's just bad luck. It's just bad luck. It's going to go away. It's not here forever. It's here maybe right now, but you know what? At some point, it will not be. So no big deal. Now let's move into the above position. This is something you're aware of. We have the Empress inverted, which is a very hard card to read in tarot in a general reading because it has a bunch of definitions. One of these can be non-fertile. One of these can be it's just not a fertile time to do something. This could be non-fertile, like literally, like you can't get pregnant. This could be a lack of feminine progress, something like that. So it's on an invert, it's on a block, so it's on a delay, or we really need to open this up. And a lot of you really know this already. This is softer energy stuff usually, and this is also something new to the touch. Just like a birth becomes, the child becomes new to the world, and that is new to the touch too. It's something physical more than likely. Now, they do talk about teaching and learning, so they want you to keep an open mind, learn new ideas, and pass these along too. So don't just keep the knowledge to yourself. You really have to share it. I mean, you don't have to, but this is really what feeds your soul and can really help your evolution and your growth is by giving and receiving this knowledge, and that's a thing we call wisdom. So, despite this blockage, you guys are aware of it. I know this has been a very, this has been I don't want to say down in the dumps reading, but this is a challenging month for a lot of my Libras, and there is no doubt about that. And they're trying to give you advice here to surmount this challenge. Okay, this is not like, oh, this is going to be like terrible month. Of course not. This may be, they just may be talking about like a couple days in here. Maybe a couple days in November are prevalent and huge, and these are some things that they want you to exude. So you ace these couple days and you move on with what you're doing in life. Now, the bottom position talks about something you're not aware of. This is, for me, one of the most fascinating things that I do. In tarot here, this is the Six of Wands, so this is a small victory. This is getting things in order, and that somebody is watching you. Somebody's looking over your shoulder. This could be a deceased loved one. I am going to segue into telling you about my new products because they do have somebody looking over your shoulder here, and they're letting you know you're not alone. So whether that is literal, whether that is figurative, metaphoric, I'm not sure, in a general reading, you got to put the context of this together, but somebody is watching you get these things in order. And, this is behind the scenes, more than likely, whether it's spirit guide, ascended masters, deceased loved ones, angels. There is observation going on, and there are things behind the scenes going on. Those are all huge as you get these things in order. So what do you do about that? Well, you get things in order. You keep doing what you're doing. You do, like I said, you don't let these things slow you down when they come, and you don't let them stop you. You power and you push right through them. So, let me do that segue because my message is from heaven. We just talked about deceased loved ones, and that is the new product, guys. So I just cannot flail on the opportunity to tell you about it because it's brand new and it's just launched right now. So the messages from heaven product is my most asked about thing in my large readings, my 30 and 60 minute full service readings. People all the time ask about touching base with a loved one, basically holding the phone to the other side and seeing if they have any messages for them and so forth. And now, for the first time, that this is available as a mini product. So it's available as a standalone. Let's say this is the only thing you want to do. Let's say you don't want a whole 60-minute reading. Well, now for the first time, this is available as such. This is available as an audio product that you don't even have to be there for. This is also available as a video conference. So if you prefer the face-to-face and acting live as we make this bridge this connection, you can do that either way. So it's a wonderful new product worth checking out. Like I said, it's the mini product. It's available on the website right now. Also, speaking of that, the shop gets a new product as well, the physical spiritual shop. And to go with all the great products that we've just launched over the last 4 months, now we're into product number 4. And product number 4 are t-shirts and upper body apparel, sweatshirts, hoodies, that kind of thing. Men's, women's, the whole gambit, guys. This is a spiritual inspired attire. This is going to be a huge part of what I do. Really trying to move everything into a spiritual store where everything that you want is spiritual all in one place. And we do that slow roll it one at a time. Now these two designs, I guess I should call them. I'm putting them up on the screen here as I talk to you about them so you can check them out. This is the first product on my shop page that is not going to be fulfilled by me. The other products, the great Scott Sagent Sage Soap, the Sunflower Potpourri, and the Sunflower Mister are all available still on there. We make great gifts for Christmas, but those are fulfilled by me. The t-shirts are also going to be linked on there, so you can go check that out right on my website, scottsagent.com, and it'll take you right to where they are sold. It is third party by a group called Bonfire, and they do a great job. The shipping, they handle all that stuff, returns, all of it. So they will take good care of you guys, and I'll link you all to it. So check those out as well. Now let's move into number 7. Number 7 advice. Number 7 advice, they just don't want you to make a bad decision here. They don't want you to do something that you're going to regret. They want you to be very smart with what you do in November. Very calculated. Don't make any emotional decisions. Don't make any rushed decisions. Take your time with stuff, guys. They do talk about highly here that this bad decision falls into one of 2 boxes. Work, love. That's it. This is not a bad health decision. This is not so much a bad financial decision. This is a bad potential decision that affects the family. I guess that could fall into financial a little bit, but it affects more than just you. Or this is a bad work decision that they just want you to avoid. So I try to tell you here to be smart, be calculated. Hey, just take it slow. They talk about passion here, so they want you to follow your passion. That's very good to do that, just without the bad decisions, especially those of you who are on brand new journeys, okay? As we move up from there, this is your environment card that we talked about. We have, oh my goodness, thank goodness. Okay, so this is where it's starting to unearth for my Libras, the environment. The environment for you is going to be huge, so please be careful and cautious who you surround yourself with in November and what environments you surround yourself with, because you're extremely sensitive. They gave me the card sensitivity, and we have the moon card inverted. The moon card is moving off of the moon, which is the funky, weird energy, and it's moving out of that. So things are starting to clear up. You're starting to see things clearly when this happens. So the environment is like the facilitator to your progress in November. So very important. So like if you love, working remotely, if you love going to coffee houses, if you love going to nice restaurants, if you love going to parks, whatever it is here, your environment is going to be a big deal for November, and that's really going to set the stage for how you go and how you move about. Speaking of the moon, let's get into your moon cycles. There is no better segue there either, really. I like to give you guys the moon cycle forecast every single month. That's not directly talking about what we just talked about there, but moon cycles are moon cycles, and I like to give you what's coming up. Just like the weather forecast, here we do the moon cycle forecast. First thing that hits, guys, is the full moon. That comes in November the 8th. That is the best time to get anything out of your life that you don't want, that doesn't need to be there, whether it's bad habits, whether it's people, whether it's stuff you got to sell, repurpose, donate, any that kind of stuff. It's garbage truck energy. I call it garbage truck of the universe. Get it out, send it out to the street, let the garbage man take it away. That is much better placed early in November. Any of that kind of stuff, do it early in the month. It'll just be so much smoother for you if you do. Adversely, we have the new moon energy. That comes in November the 23rd. And that is the best time that you can bring anything brand new into your life. We really didn't talk about any of that stuff yet. Now, we had brand new coming in on a delay for the future, but that's not here right now. So I don't really want to talk about that much. So I'm just going to kind of give you the full scope. It doesn't matter. The universe doesn't care how you use the new or the full moon. The universe is impartial. So all they do is it sets the stage of the energy that you can use. So if you're trying to bring in new love, end of November. If you're trying to bring in something new with health or diet, end of November. Okay, November 23rd is not the only day. It's really just any time toward the end of the month would be fine. It's very much new moon energy around there. Take, for example, the fact that the 23rd is the day before Thanksgiving. You don't want to start a new diet the day before Thanksgiving. What is wrong with you? That's a terrible idea. You're setting yourself up for failure doing that. So you want to do that, the day after. Maybe Black Friday, maybe the Monday after that. So, time is fluid, use it. It's that way for a reason. So, end of the month is good stuff for anything new. I didn't finish talking about, new with work, doing something new with work, doing something new financial, new accounts, new budgeting, new jobs, new enterprises, learning something new, college courses. Doesn't matter what it is if it's new. New moon energy, guys, end of November, much better placed. If any of this confuses you, I've put together a moon cycle cheat sheet. It is on my website, and it is free. It's at the very bottom of my videos page. That's where it's parked. You can check that out. Absolutely shows how these energies flow in and out so that you can better your life. It's basically what this is all about, long story short. While you're at the website, make sure you're signed up for the newsletter program. That is a no-brainer. That's at the bottom of every single page. My newsletter people just got hooked up greatly, largely, hugely in the month of November. I do a couple free readings for them every single year, the mini ones, and they just got one of those right now. So you signing up for the newsletter will make sure you never miss any of this good stuff ever again, because I take such good care of my newsletter folks. And it's so simple. I only send one newsletter email every single month. It's just for updates, give you guys promo codes, save you money on readings. We're always doing fun stuff. Speaking of fun stuff, on the Facebook page, I do giveaways there too, so make sure you follow that as well, guys. So, all right, let's finish up your reading here with your Celtic. As we move up to hopes and fears, this is obviously a fear. Some of you are fearing a certain level of injury, or things not working out, or you being beaten up in a situation. Kind of more metaphoric. Usually this is not, at least in this kind of format, they're not talking about actually being hurt physically. At least, for most of you. There may be some of my audience that has like some physical ailments going on, that's like a real big fear of theirs, that they may be hurt, long term or for a long time, be out of work for a while, something like that. But for the most part, this is just, you guys are afraid of your own failures, really, more than anything else. I guess if I put it into one word, that's it. And, I don't want to say it's completely illusionary, but at the same time, it's a waste of energy. It's just energy you're just throwing down a well. It's just, you're worried about something that is not here yet. You don't know if you failed or not. And then if, the word, first of all, the word, it's a terrible word, because really there are no failures. It's just learning experiences. If you failed, you learned. You learned one way that doesn't work, and you try another way until you find a way that does. So keep that in mind. As we move to the top, we have some more bad news, Libra. No, I'm just kidding. But it is, challenging with the rest of your reading. A very tough group. This is the card of the Three of Swords. So this is the heartbreak card. But in the deck they wanted me to use for you guys, this is not the typical heartbreak. This is kind of like a weird thing that just comes up out of the blue, usually late in the month. Okay, so keep that in mind. Late November. And, it's just something that is going to usually be... Sometimes it can be illusionary because it is a suit of swords, so it could be something, just a mental funk that comes back at the end of November, or just a situation that is just like, oh man, that sucks. I didn't really expect that to happen. It's just out of the blue. Like let's say you're going down the road and a piece of debris falls out of a truck and it takes your bumper out and blows out your tire, and so, oh whoa, that's terrible. That sucks. Like, didn't expect that to happen, but here you are on the side of the road with a flat tire and a bad bumper, So that's the kind of stuff that the end of the month brings in. Now, when that happens, again, this is for you to kind of say, hey, you know what? That's the last thing. That's the last challenge of November. So even if this happens for you in the middle of November, this whatever stinging aspect this is, because it's mentally stinging, mentally stringent on you here, you're good. You know that you're over your hump and you're getting this Wheel of Fortune card turned back to good fortune. That is your marker. Okay, so very important there. I know this has been a long reading, guys. Sorry to, they're a chatty group today. So let's get into your animal totem and wrap the whole thing up. I can do that one. Let's see what we got. I don't have these all committed to memory because there's so many, so I have to use my list. Oh my goodness. Well, Libra, your animal totem is, believe it or not, an elephant. An elephant. So out of, 50, no, there's more than that. I probably have like 80 or more animal totems. You guys got elephant. So elephant, the largest land mammal. Be large in your month. Take these challenges head on. Don't be afraid of them. Don't be afraid of nothing. The elephant's not afraid of nothing either. It's also very loyal to its group. It's very communal, takes care of its family unit, and they all grow up together. And that is very much the energy of you being with your people in the month of November. Of course, Thanksgiving is an easy win there for that. But you know what? This is the month for you to be very wise. We did talk about that with the potential for bad decisions that they want you to avoid, so be very wise about that as well. And that's what the elephant is. They say the elephant never forgets, and Libra, don't you forget either. And don't forget where you're going. That's the key to this whole entire reading, is to navigate through it and to persevere and to get to where you're going. And as soon as you hit that last little speed bump, you know what's happening. You know that good luck is coming, and you're hitting that upswing on that roller coaster. So now we got to get your rune stone, guys. Should have actually done that before, but that's okay. All right, your rune stone for the month of November, of course. It's just been one of those readings, guys. This is the runestone for unknown. I'd show it to you, but there's nothing on it. So they're basically saying, hey, we're done here. They're just, this is it. So they've given us a smorgasbord of information, and this is the context that they want you to apply to your month. I know it's been a lot, guys. Thank you so much for sticking with me. You guys are the best. My Libras can handle just about anything. I've seen it myself personally. So use that elephant animal totem and push yourself through it. Same way an elephant would. So that is the entire reading, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Remember to like and subscribe so you see the future videos. Have a great November and happy Thanksgiving.